We're gonna start with that. We're gonna start the video.
No, we're not.
All right.
Okay. Mental health to me is taking care of your mind the same way you take care of your body. So same way you go to the gym and take care of your body is the same way you should take care of your mind. It's just as important. Mental health is very important for the simple fact that your mind literally controls everything you do. You think about what you're gonna do before, well, most people think about what they're gonna do before they do it. But it's very important because it sets a basis for everything. Oh yeah, self-love is definitely a part of mental health because if you don't love yourself, I feel like it contributes to a lot of the issues that come with mental health. For example, like depression, anxiety, stuff like that. Personally, self-love for me, like when my self-love is low, my anxiety is high because I question everything I do. I worry about what other people think or feel about me. And yeah, self-love is a very big part of mental health. I can't really say more than that. My definition of self-love is being okay with being alone. Like being okay with not necessarily only a romantic partner, but just being okay with not necessarily having someone there all the time. And like being able to like take yourself on a date and be okay with it, not really caring about what people think about you, how your hair looks, how your clothes look, stuff like that. I feel like all that is a part of self-love. You love yourself, whether people like it or not. Absolutely not. You can't love somebody without loving yourself, because how are you supposed to love somebody and give somebody the love that they need and you don't even know how to love yourself properly? You need to love yourself first before you love anybody else. Because if you don't, it's not gonna work. So, yeah. Like, how are you supposed to love somebody else if you don't even love yourself? That doesn't make sense. Can I use personal examples? When you try to love somebody and you don't love yourself, and my personal experience, and my personal opinion as well, it'll never work because you're expecting something from that person that you need to get within yourself. So you will never be able to love someone the way they need to be loved or they're supposed to be loved without loving yourself, because self-love is like very important for anything. So if someone, like me personally, like I try to love somebody and I didn't love myself. So a lot of my self-hate projected on him, and our relationship didn't work. Even though he was like perfect, he was a perfect guy. I still think he is. It's just I didn't love myself. So after that, I've just worked on it, and I've seen the error in my ways, and here we are. I could say for me, it's been half and half. Like, I've attracted guys that are just as childish as me. Well, were as childish as I was in the past, because, you know, I've grown. But I also know I've attracted people that are like completely different from me. And it worked for a certain period of time, but then the lack of self-love kicked in, and then just everything got messed up, because it's like, you're good for me, but I'm not good for me, and I'm not good for you at this moment. So I think it goes both ways. I don't know. I don't think there's a definite answer for that question. I do, but not as much as I could. I'm definitely working on that, because I have my reasons, not making excuses for myself, but I'm definitely working on that. I'm a lot better. I love myself a lot more than I did a few years ago, even a few months ago. So I'm working on it. Heartbreak. A lot of heartbreak, not only from boys, but also family. I've been through some things that have taught me you literally need to love yourself in this world, because if you expect a certain love from certain people, and when you don't get it, it confuses the brain, it confuses your mind. So I feel like my experiences with being let down, being disappointed, being abandoned, being forgotten, it teaches you, it either is one or two things. It either teaches you to love yourself and be the only person that's there for yourself, well, first and foremost, or it teaches you to be heartless and project your negative energy onto everyone else that comes close to you or that tries to love you. So in my case, it definitely taught me self-love. You know, my experiences with all the relationships in my life. I personally haven't had like 100% positive relationships. So I've definitely learned to love myself from being let down, to be honest. So yeah. Something that I want to tell people that I have learned, and that I also try to tell my friends, like my close enough friends that can handle my ways, madness, is love yourself first. So you cannot be that person that someone needs you to be if you don't love yourself, because you don't even know who you are. So how are you supposed to be that person for somebody and you don't even know who you are? I didn't know who I was for a long time. I'm still figuring it out. Hence the reason all my relationships went down the drain. But I've learned they weren't just negative experiences, they were positive, my personal opinion, because you learn to love yourself, learn what you like to do, learn what you like to eat, learn like things that make you happy. I can't put it in any way. Just do things that make you happy, do things that make you love yourself. If you want to go get your nails done just because, go get your nails done just because. If you want to go get your hair cut just because, go get your hair cut just because. If you want to buy new shoes just because, do it. But don't become materialistic, that's bad. But before you try to love anyone else, love yourself, because your mental comes before all. Nothing comes before your mental health. Not a job, not money, not sexual activities. Nothing comes before your mental health. So just put yourself first, put love first, and keep it pushing.